I'm placing the loop right over the clogged pore and applying slow, even pressure. You can see the plug starting to come through the center of the extractor. There it is, dark at the tip and lighter toward the base. We'll lift it away with...
I'm placing the extractor loop directly over the blackhead and applying gentle, even pressure. The plug starts to release. There it comes, a solid column of sebum sliding out of the pore. I'll lift it away and dab the area with sterile gauze to remove any...
I'm using a looped extractor to gently press around the pore. Slow, even pressure helps the plug rise to the surface without damaging surrounding skin. Once it lifts, I sweep it away with gauze and move to the next clogged pore.
We're going to use a comedone extractor to clear these blackheads. Gentle, steady pressure helps bring the contents out without damaging the surrounding skin. You can see the oxidized plug followed by the softer sebum core being removed.
I'm placing the loop right over the pore and applying steady, gentle pressure. You'll see the sebaceous plug come to the surface here. There it is. I wipe the tool each time so we keep the area clean. Moving a little lower, same motion, slow and controlled.
So I'm placing the loop right around the center of the blackhead and pressing with steady, even pressure. You'll see the plug start to lift. There it is. First the dark tip and then the softer material behind it. I wipe the tool and go back in.
All right, I'm just going to place the loop over it and give it steady pressure.
Okay.
There it comes. And it's out. I'll wipe the area down and apply some gentle pressure.
Feels fine, no pain.
Great, the pore looks clear and should settle.
I'm placing the loop around the whitehead and applying gentle, even pressure. You'll see the material release right away. I quickly blot it with gauze to keep the area clean. Moving to the neighboring pustule, the same slow pressure lets the contents come out without...
We're targeting a single blackhead on the tip of the nose. Using fine-tip tweezers, gentle pressure is applied to either side of the pore. The plug begins to lift, and as we squeeze, the entire buildup slides out cleanly. You can see the dark cap at the end.
Centering the loop over the blackhead and applying gentle, even pressure. As we press, you'll see the oxidized tip begin to rise. There it comes, steady, slow. The plug is...
We'll start with the larger blackhead here. Gentle pressure with the loop. There it goes, nice and clear.
Doesn't hurt at all.
Good, moving to the next one. This one's a bit deeper and out. Perfect, a little redness is normal. Last one near the nostril and that...
All right, I'm going to start with this one here. You might feel a little pressure.
Okay.
Gentle squeeze, and there it is. Wiping that away. Next one just above it. A bit more pressure.
Feels fine.
Perfect. We're clearing these plugs so the skin can heal.
I'm going to set the loop right over the plug and apply slow, even pressure. There it comes. Dark tip first, followed by the softer core. We'll wipe that away, make sure the pore is clear, a little bit more, and that's fully expressed. We'll clean the...
I'm going to place the loop around it and apply slow pressure. You might feel a little pinch. There it comes, and it's out. I'm just wiping the plug away. A quick dab with gauze. Good. Now a bit of antiseptic gel to keep it clean.
We're going to place the loop directly over the blackhead and apply gentle, even pressure. As the pore opens, you can see the plug start to rise to the surface. There it goes, smooth, steady pressure until the material...
I'm applying gentle, even pressure with the loop directly over the pore. You'll see the plug begin to rise. There it goes, long, dark at the tip, lighter toward the base. Wiping that away and moving to the next one. Another gentle squeeze.
I'm placing the loop around the blackhead and applying slow, even pressure. The plug starts to lift. There it goes. You can see the column of sebum as it releases from the pore. I'll wipe it away and clean the area. A bit of
I'm positioning the loop right over the blackhead, applying gentle, even pressure. You can see the plug start to rise. There it goes, white sebum followed by the dark tip. I lift it off and will blot the pore clean. Moving a little...
I'm centering the loop right over the whitehead and applying slow, even pressure. You can see the contents expressing. I'll wipe that away and go once more to clear the base. There we go, nice and empty, a little antiseptic, and this should settle down over the next...
We're going to press gently with the loop around the blackhead. You can see the pore start to release. There's the plug coming out, nice and smooth. I'll lift the tool and dab the area with a little gauze. The pore is clear, a little pink, which is...
I'm placing the loop right around the blackhead and applying gentle, even pressure. You'll see the contents start to rise up out of the pore. There it is, a firm plug of oxidized oil and dead skin. Once it's completely out, I wipe the area with a sterile...
I'm centering the loop over the blackhead and applying gentle, even pressure. Once the pore is opened, you can see the plug start to rise. There it is. Keep steady pressure until the entire core is exposed.
We're going to start right here along the side of the nose. The loop presses down and glides, and you can see that plug release. Just a bit of gentle pressure is all it takes. Moving to the next pore, same motion, letting the oil and debris come out cleanly. Wipe with...
We're focusing on this blackhead right at the tip of the nose. I place the loop over the pore and apply steady downward pressure. You can see the plug starting to lift out of the follicle. A slow, continuous press helps express the entire...
I'll start with this large whitehead on the cheek. Gentle pressure with the loop. There it goes. Wipe that away. Moving just above it. Small one here. Light press and clear.
This inflamed one near the jaw might pop with a little fluid, and that's out.
Using a sanitized loop extractor, apply gentle, even pressure around the center of the blackhead. As the contents begin to rise, keep the tool flush against the skin to guide it out in one smooth motion. The plug releases fully.
We're gently setting the loop around the pore and applying slow, even pressure. The plug is starting to lift. There it comes. You can see the darker tip followed by a lighter tail of sebum. We'll wipe that away. A second pass removes the small remainder.
I'm easing the loop around the blackhead and applying gentle pressure. You can see the plug begin to surface. Once it clears the pore, I lift the tool upward to remove it completely. Moving to the next one, steady pressure, and the sebum thread slides.
We're going to ease this blackhead out with the loop extractor. Gentle, even pressure so we don't traumatize the skin. You can see the oxidized top pushing up first, followed by the lighter core. There it is, one solid plug.
We place the loop over the blackhead and apply slow, even pressure. You can see the plug starting to lift. The material expresses in one piece, darker at the tip, lighter at the base. We'll wipe the area with an antiseptic.
With the loop of the extractor centered over the pore, steady pressure is applied until the blackhead rises to the surface. The plug of oxidized oil and debris is lifted away, then wiped onto gauze. We repeat the process on
And place the loop right around it and apply slow, even pressure. There it is, plug coming up. We'll lift that away and give the pore a quick sweep just to clear anything left. Little antiseptic pad to finish, and that's all.
We're going to start with this clogged pore right in the center. Gentle, steady pressure with the loop. The contents begin to rise to the surface. There we go, one complete plug expressed.
Here we're tackling a classic blackhead. The loop of the extractor is placed around the pore and gentle, steady pressure is applied. You can see the oxidized plug start to rise, followed by the softer material underneath. Once it releases, we lift it away.
We start by stretching the skin to give the pore more support. The looped end of the extractor is placed around the blackhead and gentle pressure is applied. As the loop rolls, the blockage begins to rise out of the pore. You can see the dark.
In a sterile loop extractor, I apply even pressure around the blackhead. You can see the plug of sebum sliding out of the pore. Once it's clear, I wipe away the contents and move to the next one. A steady, gentle motion helps keep the skin calm.
Okay, little pressure here. There we go. Nice release. Wipe that away. Another one just below it. More pressure.
Feels fine.
Great. We'll clean the rest and let it calm down.
I'm going to start with this one here. Gentle pressure. There it goes. Nice release. Wiping that away. Moving up to the next. A little firmer. Good. That came out cleanly. You might feel slight pressure here by the jaw and release. Perfect. We'll just cleanse it.
We're working on that congested pore right along the side of the nose. The loop is centered and gentle pressure is applied. You can see that plug sliding out. Thicker at the base, darker at the top. That's the oxidized portion. Keeping steady pressure until it's...
I'm placing the extractor loop over the blackhead and applying steady pressure. You'll see the plug rise right out of the pore in one piece. This is the oxidized oil and dead skin that had been trapped inside. Once it's out, I check the pore again. There's no more materials.
I'm placing the loop of the extractor around the blackhead and applying steady, even pressure. As I press down, you'll see the plug begin to surface. There's the oxidized tip, and now the rest of the material is sliding out. I'm keeping the tool flat so we don't cause...
I'm going to start with this whitehead right here. Gentle pressure with the loop. And there it goes. A little bit of sebum, no scar tissue yet. Wipe that away. Moving down to this blackhead, press and let it roll out. Perfect. Always keep the skin stretched so we don't... I'm going to place the loop right over the blackhead here on the side of the nose. A little bit of pressure. You'll see it start to express. There it goes. Wipe that away. And one more just next to it. Same gentle pressure. Perfect. Nice and clear.
I'm using a sterile comedone extractor to press evenly around the pore. You can see the oxidized tip of the blackhead coming through first, followed by the waxy core. Slow, consistent pressure helps the entire plug slide out in one piece without...
I'm placing the loop right over the center of the blackhead and applying even pressure. You can see the plug starting to come up. There it is, dark on top with a little lighter material behind it. We'll lift that away and gently blot the area, nice and clear.
I'm placing the loop right over the center of the blackhead and applying even pressure. You can see the material start to come up through the pore. That's the oxidized sebum that's been trapped under the surface. As I keep steady pressure, the rest of the plug...
We're going to start on this whitehead here. Gentle pressure with the loop. There it goes. You can see the plug releasing. Wipe that away. Moving to the one just in front. Nice smooth expression. Keeping the skin taut helps minimize trauma. Looks much calmer.
We're centering the loop over the blackhead and applying steady pressure. You can see the core begin to rise through the pore. There it is, waxy and compact. We'll keep gentle downward pressure until the entire...
I'm placing the loop directly over the blackhead and applying even pressure.
You can see the contents starting to rise. There's the dark cap followed by the softer inner plug. We'll clear the rest with a second pass and then gently...
I'm placing the loop around the center of this whitehead and applying slow, even pressure. The contents are expressing. There we go. I'll wipe that away. Moving up to the next one, same controlled pressure. You can see the core coming out cleanly. Another one just below the cheekbone. This one.
I'm placing the loop of the extractor right over the blackhead and applying gentle, even pressure. The pore starts to lift. There it goes. Dark plug coming through, followed by the softer center. We'll wipe that away with gauze. The pore is clear and a little pink, which is normal.
I'm applying the loop extractor right over the center of the pustule and giving steady, even pressure. You can see the white material coming through the opening. I wipe that away and move on to the next one. Keeping the skin tight helps the pore express.
I'm going to start right in the center of the nose here. Gentle pressure with the loop, and you can see that plug come right out. Wipe that away. Same thing on this side. Press, slide, and lift. Perfect. Another one just below it. Nice long filament there. That's all oxidized oil.
We're using the loop extractor to frame the blackhead. Gentle, even pressure allows the contents to ease out without trauma. You can see the plug emerging from the pore. Once it's free, we lift it away and blot the area with sterile.
I'm positioning the loop over the blackhead and applying slow, even pressure. You can see the sebum plug beginning to surface. I keep the tool flush with the skin and let the contents rise up through the center of the loop. Once the core is out, I'm using a sterile comedone extractor here. We place the loop flat around the whitehead and apply even pressure. You can see that plug release right onto the gauze. For inflamed pustules, I'm pressing a little more slowly so the contents come out in one piece. After each extraction, I blot.
Just going to press around this blackhead here. You might feel a little pressure. There we go, it's coming out nicely. Wipe that away. We'll move to the one by your nose. Gentle squeeze, and it's released. Good, one more just here on the cheek.
I'm setting the loop right over the blackhead and giving slow, firm pressure. You might feel a bit of squeezing here.
Feels fine, just a little pressure.
There it goes, coming out in one piece. We'll wipe that away. And the pore is...
I'm going to place the loop right over the blackhead and press down. You'll see the plug start to come through the center of the circle. There it goes, a firm, rope-like strand of sebum. I'll lift up to release it from the pore. We'll clean the area with a bit of